Welcome to TYT Sports, everybody. Power panel here for TYT Sports. Jason Rubin, David Stefano, Thomas Jones, Ben Mankiewicz here. So we're going to talk about Thomas has a very cool, very interesting, very advanced social media app. But we'll talk a little bit about social media in sports and the dangers of social media for professional athletes. Jason, who's the latest?
All right. So this is more of just a few tweets over the last 3-4 years that. At first, when I was looking at these tweets, I go, why can't I find them on Twitter? Oh, because they've been deleted from Twitter. But of course, they still have the quotes. These things live on. And a few of them, NFL athletes too. Reggie Bush, during the NFL lockout, everybody complaining about the lockout. Shoot, I'm making the most of it. Vacation, rest, relaxing, appearances here and there. I'm good. That got criticized because Reggie Bush should have been training and getting back into physical shape during his season. And
let me just throw out that if they should have been back training, getting into shape, then the team should have opened their facilities to the players and could have gone back into shape.
Of course,
that might have been one thing to do.
Agree with you 1,000%. But then, of course, sometimes language and how things are phrased really gets a lot of these athletes in hot water. Chris Johnson, 28, can these fake Titan fans shut the fuck up on my timeline? I don't think I have a regular job, so don't compare me to you, and I can care less if you think I'm greedy. Carmelo Anthony, I've got 5,000 forever sees at I hate cat stacks and slap the shit out of her pigeon face ass. Real talk, you're fucking with the right one now. And then occasionally when you have these, great tweet, but, and you know, Twitter, there is nothing stopping anybody of either prominence or a nobody. And I shouldn't say nobody in the sense that if you haven't made a major life for yourself, you're a nobody, but I can speak for myself. You can go on these social media platforms and say things, and when you're in the spotlight, like Carmelo Anthony is, and like an Olympic runner is, that's not okay, and that's also gotten many athletes into a lot of heat.
Look at Zach Mettenberger. Right before the game, he's posting pics on Twitter and Instagram, quarterback for the Titans, and he goes out and throws 3 picks and goes 9 for 21. You know, people are criticizing him because he was using social media right before the game in the locker room. So, TJ, what do you think about social media, players using it? Do you think they should be able to use it in the locker room before the game, or what's your take on that?
I think social media just exposes the fact that athletes are human beings first.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You know, it's Twitter. It's cool. It's fun. You get to voice your opinion. You get to say things. You get to say what you're thinking. We're no different than anyone else, okay? We make a lot of money and we have a certain gift to play a certain game. That's it. Just like everyone else. So, you know, the tweets from Carmelo Anthony and Chris Johnson and Reggie Bush, you know, people have these expectations of us to be perfect and to be these role models. And some guys don't want to be a role model. Some guys just want to make their money and live their life. You know, they work for the New York Jets, or they work for the Tennessee Titans, or whatever team they play for, okay, the Knicks. That's who they work for. So the only person they owe an explanation to is the person that's paying them. Now, you can use that as a platform if you want to do positive things, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to slip up because we're not perfect. As far as tweeting before games and things of that nature, like, I think that's just absurd. He should have gotten the criticism that he got because you're in a locker room, you're focused.
Yeah, be focused.
You know, turn your phone off.
Yeah.
Turn your phone off, put it in your locker, get focused. You could get paralyzed in the next 3 hours. You could break your back, tear your Achilles, tear your ACL, like something negative, something really bad. Focus. And I think because of social media and because the era that the newer generation of NFL players are growing up in, this is their era. When I came to the NFL, that wasn't an option.
Right.
And there was a lot more control within the team and within the locker room. And now that's kind of been with the whole Jonathan Martin thing and a lot of these other issues, those things have kind of been exposed and people have been made to believe that our world is realistic in the NFL. Our world's not realistic. Okay, we live a life that's not necessarily the same as someone that works in an office. You know, a NFL locker room is like being in, you know, almost maybe like a prison or a jungle. I mean, anything goes. You know, you have guys from all different parts of the country, from different cultures, and it's open season. You know,
And you're thrown together, and you're literally running into each other, and
Yeah.
you're working, you know, and you're all incredibly young.
Yeah, guys are young. Guys are full of pride, full of egos, because you have to be. When you walk in an NFL facility, the pride and the confidence is in the air. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you're the secretary or you're the water boy. Everyone has their head up and their chest up.
You know, and I think that one thing, you know, and I'd be curious what your thoughts were on the Jonathan Martin, Richie Incognito thing, but this is a world where the competition, it begins in training camp, and then even after the rosters are set, it's a competitive. You're competitive every week. You're competitive for playing time. You're competitive for recognition. You're competitive for money. Like here at the Young Turks, we're not competing for anything against each other. Like, I don't succeed if I knock Jason down. Like, that doesn't, whereas it does, and that breeds a kind of behavior that doesn't translate into any other kind of office except other sports teams.
Yeah,
right?
you're exactly right. It's not a realistic environment, and that's why a lot of NFL players have the problems that they have, because on a daily basis, you know, we're trained to do better. It's never good enough. Constantly criticized, and we're taught, hit him harder, hit him harder, hit him harder. And that's a psychological issue. You know, that's something that sticks with you here. And some guys aren't able to turn that switch off. Every one of us has that switch. We're human beings. You know, we have a survival instinct. And our survival instincts are turned on as an NFL player, when you're in the military, those type of jobs, your survival instinct is turned on, and you're digging deep within yourself, and it comes alive. And once that switch is on, it's kind of hard to turn off.
Thanks,
No way.
Thanks for watching the TYT Sports. Be sure to subscribe on the link down below. Thanks.